which, full disclosure, okay, so what we're talking about is a toxic work environment, just for the purpose of our YouTube viewers. Toxic work culture in Nigeria. Is all of Nigeria's work culture toxic? No, there are companies where they have a healthy work culture, but
of course,
in a lot of other industries, a lot of other workplaces, due to some, really heavily driven CEOs who are very results driven, the work culture has become toxic. So Tech Cabal, which writes about the tech industry, published a piece yesterday, which it's all over Twitter, all over the internet, what it's talking about. It's about Bento Africa. Bento Africa is a formerly verified payroll software tech company that handles payroll software for companies, public and private, in Nigeria. So Ebun Okubanjo and he's been in the news. He's a live wire, right? He's one of those results-driven folks who doesn't get much sleep, only cares about the bottom line, wants to get things done, doesn't really care much about your feelings. He's that kind of person. And so, yeah, I mean, everyone he's been trending for years, way back since 2018, 2017, screenshots of his emails to employees using abusive language, his interactions. There was another viral video he's a serial entrepreneur, him and Chidozie Okonkwo, who is his co-founder. The two of them they own gyms, they own laundromats, they have the payroll software thing. So they've been very successful in this very tough environment to do business. But they have like this good cop, bad cop thing where Chidozie, I guess he's
the good cop.
He's the opposite. Yeah, he's not as fiery as Ebun. Ebun is the one making all the headlines. And so, I mean, this thing is a Twitter Spaces discussion that this thing inspired yesterday about Nigeria's workplace environment, right? And how employers should be treating employees. We're human beings, right? Ebun is a superstar CEO. He raised a lot of money. Investors like him. He gets things done. But does he treat people right? And the consensus is no, he does not. Chidozie does, but so Ebun is the other side of that, Jekyll Hyde co-CEO thing that they've got going on, co-founder thing they've got going on at their company. So it's raised the discussion about Nigeria's workplace culture. But that's you're looking at, to make Ebun the highlight of this matter is to forget how domestic workers are treated in Nigeria. To look at Nigeria's labor laws, to look at the fact that Nigeria is an employer's market. As a result of the fact that people are so desperate to get jobs, they are subject to being mistreated. Sexual harassment, that's not even, that is another huge matter. One of the big telcos in this country, an employee resigned over sexual harassment claims. This was like a week or two. This was right before International Women's Day. So you think of the things that female employees go through, you think of what interns go through, and we've all come across, those types of individuals that need to treat employees better.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where, Nigeria has a lot of labor laws, but are they adhered to? If a woman brings up sexual harassment, a case in a workplace culture, how will that be interpreted by society? There's a lot going on here, but the thing is, there are lots of companies where workers are treated well, right? Workers are treated very, very well. And as a result of workers being treated very well, we have a healthy work culture. But there are some other organizations where that's not the case. And it's something that does need to be addressed. So, Ebun is getting dragged right now on social media, and he's a defiant guy.
Social media can sometimes be unforgiving.
Yeah, it can, but then you have to ask yourself whether the dragging is deserved or not. So, he's pretty defiant. He responded to the article saying, look, at Bento Africa, we look for the best workers. Mediocrity is what kills businesses, and he doesn't care. So that's for you. What investors are going to have to make up their minds, whether that falls in line with their own ethos, with the businesses they want to support. And I look, full disclosure, I actually know him. I do know Eben. I've known him for a while. Me myself, I tried to talk to him about this stuff, saying, maybe he needs to calm down with how he talks to employees and so on. But again, everybody's got their work style, and the issue is whether or not society and investors will reward that behavior or punish it.
Rotus, good you mentioned that you know him personally, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, I like the fact that you mentioned earlier that, sometimes to get the work done, you have to, maybe take a bullish approach. But personality-wise, though, do you think that that's the kind of person that he is? Or do you think that that's just the approach he takes to get his work
done? Oh, no. Look, we had him on Business Hub, which funny enough is on Tuesdays. I think we're going to take up this issue again on Business Hub, which talks about SMEs. We had Ebun and Chidozie. Ebun said that Chidozie is not his friend, that they're co-founders, they've worked very well together. He said it openly on Smooth FM. This was like 2-3 years ago when we had them. So that's who he is. He was like, look, this Chidozie is a great co-founder. We're great business partners, but we are not friends, right? So the guy is just completely driven by getting the work done.
Success, get the work done.
Everything else, yeah. So that's just love him or hate him. That is just who he is. But he's getting lashing right now online. So how they deal with that? Again, the wider conversation is about employees being treated well. We have to have a better job work environments in Nigeria that gives this kind of behavior, you won't get away with it in South Africa.
In other spaces.
In America or in the UK, you will be punished for it. They will, and so there's this wider conversation of what kind of job, look at where unemployment is that's making people so desperate to take jobs where they are talked to anyhow and they have to grin and bear it because if they can't find another job, how would they feed their family? So that's the wider conversation that we need to have in this country.
All right. Got a message here from Ogene Ochuku. He says, all this is happening because we have a weak labor union who only gets noticed if there's fuel hike. The guys are there for salary fringe and benefits. Okay, I can't make out what you're
saying. No, what he's saying is that the labor unions only care about the salary and benefits and only complaining when fuel. So again, Shuko is very, very on point. If you had stronger labor unions, these type of things, you'll be dealt with, more severely, and a lot of employers will probably treat their employees with more respect.
All right, got more messages here. By the way, we're also streaming a show live on Instagram. So it's on YouTube, excuse me, on youtube.com/smooth91FM Lagos. So here's one from FC Makani. He says, scan the banks and you'll be shocked. The same businesses go to other African countries and they behave well. Okay, so that's FS, by the way. All right, yep. So generally, I think it's an African type, Nigerian type thing. Maybe some other.
No, there's toxic work environments everywhere. It's not just a Nigerian thing. And again, we should need to emphasize this. Nigeria has a lot of healthy work cultures in other companies where everybody is happy, the employers treat employees with respect, and things are good. But we cannot ignore the fact that there are certain work cultures where as exhibited by the screenshots flying around of everyone's emails and communications with employees, that there's a needs improvements, heavy needs improvements in some of these other workplaces.
I got more messages here. This one has no name to it. It says, good morning, guys. It will interest you that investors actually like people like Ebun. Even in workplaces, top management loves those ruthless managers because they get the job done.
And I said, thank you. You see, and there you go.
So there's a love-hate relationship going on there.
Right. Look, see, and this is the cold, hard truth. In a business environment like Nigeria, look, banks are raising interest rates. I understand the prime lending rates and so on is going up. If you look at data that's coming out, it costs a lot to do business here. You're overtaxed. The regulators are after you. So investors in an environment like this, where it's so hard to do business, if you're putting your money in, you just want to get results and go. So you're looking, some investors will overlook this type of behavior and say, look, the guy gets, or the girl gets results. That's all we care about. So again, is society rewarding this stuff? As that message says, sometimes it is.
Okay, just before we leave, though, we've got a few more minutes to wrap up. In fact, a few more seconds to wrap up. So there is a body that I know that validates workplaces, work environments. Do you think we should have more bodies like that? I think they're called Great Places to Work. Do you think? Do you think we should have more bodies like that?
Yeah, of course. There's when Nigeria has a better business bureau. We have the FCCPC, Competition Commission, and so on. We've got we've got all these bodies that are supposed to regulate these types of things.
Are they government bodies or individual organizations?
Yeah, they are government bodies, and they're also private sector outfits that just review. Even you and I, you can write a review on a business and put it online, but do others follow it? So this society, look, there's a deeper thing here. I mentioned domestic workers, house helps. This goes all the way
Down.
Streets. So it's a societal thing that we need to all look into and work on. Everyone is just a microcosm of a wider discussion across all banking, tech, manufacturing, government, public sector, everywhere. Radio, entertainment, the movies. We all have to have this conversation about how we treat employers.
All right. Thank you so much, Rotus. Always a pleasure having you here. You can find Rotus up on social media, by the way, and take on the conversation with him. I think the conversation is still ongoing on Twitter.
Man, it's on and it's hot.
It's still ongoing on Twitter. Yeah. So he's at Rotan Quote on Twitter. And of course, we're at Smooth 981 FM. You can tag us in the conversation and we'll be a part of that as well.
And yours, give your Twitter. You're on there as well.
Oh, yes, definitely. I'm Kayode Baker with a double R on Twitter as well. Okay. That's it.
Thanks, Kayode.
Good to see you, Rotus.